Peace, peace. Shout out to everybody out there in YouTube world. We live. The Nerve of You podcast, and it's up. So shout out to y'all, man. You know, I'm sitting here with the lovely co-host. You know, we got Rose in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
And you know, we're gonna chop it up for a second, man. We got a pretty hot topic. And I seen this floating around. Somebody actually sent it to me, man. You know, Russell Wilson has actually came back up in a good way and in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Russell Wilson. I actually like Russell Wilson. And you know, the first part is for people that's watching out there in YouTube world. An NFL player named Channing Crowder. Y'all do your research. I can't play the video on here because it'll get flagged down. But Channing Crowder said that Russell Wilson is a cornball and Ciara only want him for his bread, for his money, for the bag. She there for the bag. And then there's a post going around. I don't know if people seen it, man. I'm going to put it up on my Instagram. And the post, it was by a sister. It was by a black woman that said, you know, she put up the picture of Russell Wilson and, you know, Ciara and the kids at the press conference. And she said that if this is what marrying a lame is, then sign me up all day. Pretty much saying that, yo, this is what all women truly should want, or it should be their aim. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the joke on Russell Wilson is that he is a cornball, he is a lame, which I don't really think so, and I'm going to get into that in the podcast tonight. But that is the joke on Russell Wilson that a lot of people say, that he is a cornball, because the guy Channing Crowder called him a square. You know what I'm saying? And look, he is a square, but it's a difference between a square and a cornball. You see what I'm saying? Like, a square dude is a man that get up every day, go to work, come home, might run his errands, you know, take care of his responsibilities. He's not pass and go. He's not driving downtown to look at hoes. He's not in the club. You know, he's financially responsible. He's not going to splurge. Pretty much a square just plays it safe. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a square. Now, a lame, like, that's a whole different podcast conversation to call somebody a lame. Now, I agree. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson is a square. You know what I mean? I don't see him hanging out with a bunch of Negroes in the club and popping bottles in VIP. I think Russell Wilson home studying tape. You know what I mean? I think Russell Wilson home taking care of his family, and that's actually a good thing. So I like Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson is a good role model, truth be told.
We need more squares.
Anyway, but yeah, that's going to be the topic here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the Nerve of You podcast live on the Tuesday night. We got the co-host with the most. We got Rose in the building.
Hey.
You know, she's actually becoming a star. You know what I'm saying? So it's all
Slowly
good.
but surely.
It's all good. But and I'm looking to add a couple new moderators and everything too. So I'm gonna be paying attention. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, we're gonna talk about the Instagram post. You know what I mean? And I wish I could post it here, but you know what I mean, for lack of time, we'll just talk about it. Now, it was a sister that put that up on her channel saying that if this is what being with a lame is, talking about Russell Wilson, if this is what being with a lame looks like, sign me up all day and twice on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Now, the way that I took that post was a lot of women have, I'm not going to say all women, but there's a number of women that's like, look, miss me with the thug love, miss me with the knucklehead, miss me with the savages. I want to bypass that, and this is what I want, because a lot of women, when it came to Ciara in particular, they can finally see the outcome. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to speculate. You know, social media helps and everything on Instagram, and they can see Ciara's prayer come to fruition and say, well, okay, I seen Ciara with the knuckleheads and they had her in a trap house.
Right.
Now she's with Russell. He got her in the White House, you dig? And truth be told, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even hating on it. My thing is, get it how you live.
Right.
Now, we're going to stay on that particular post for a second. Now, on that particular post, you know, how do you feel about it as a woman? Like, do you think some women starting to catch on, or do you think this was like a one-off of this, like one woman making a post based off of some temporary emotions?
I think a large majority of women feel like that, like the woman that made that post about, if this is what a lame is, I want one. I I think we spend a lot of times dealing with men that we try to change, and we need to go
How
towards
unfortunate.
we need to go towards the Russell Williams of
Wilson.
Wilson.
You don't
My
even know the guy name.
bad.
This is how, fellas, pay attention. They sit there, excuse me, and they talk about what they want, fellas. And at the end of the day, she don't even know the guy's name. But I bet you she know Future's name. But go ahead.
No, I'm just playing.
Nah, no, you're not.
No.
No, you're not.
This is
No,
not good.
you're not.
It's not good.
No, you're not.
It's not good that we like the futures of the world. I mean, I'm glad that Ciara has a story that a woman, you know, can relate to and would want, or a dream that she have achieved.
Well, it was really a prayer.
Yeah, Ciara's prayer, yes.
Really a prayer. But, so that's my thing, you know what I mean? And let's get into some Ciara talk for a second. You know what I mean? Well, for one, I don't think Ciara had her own bag. Let's just get that clear. I'm not saying she had Russell Wilson money, but she had her own bag. She can take care of herself. You see what I'm saying? So to say that she only wanted Russell's bag, I can't all the way agree with that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna be 100. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about Ciara is fine. Let's just put it out there. She's fine. You know what I mean? She's pretty. She's beautiful. Her body right. You know what I mean? She's feminine. Regardless of what people think about her, Ciara was always going to get a man. With the baby and all that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, a lot of dudes sitting around talking about Ciara, they ain't even got no girl that look better than Ciara. Look, you know what I mean? I ain't even trying to be funny.
True. Her body is tight.
So, like, a lot of dudes probably be sleeping with their girl at night, fantasizing about girls like Ciara. You see what I'm saying? So, I ain't trying to be funny and, like, no disrespect to nobody, but, I guess you can take that as disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? We got to put it in its proper perspective. A lot of dudes that's talking about Ciara don't stand a chance with Ciara.
And a lot of dudes that's talking about Russell Wilson, they can't even stand close to
They can't even
Russell
tie his
Wilson.
sneakers.
Yeah, they can't even, with his achievements and who he is as a man, the caliber of man, they can't even stand close to a man like that.
Well, you know, Black America in particular, you know, we have a cultural identity issue, right? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of black men feel that if they not aggressive thug type, then they won't fare good out here with women. And to me, that's far from the case. Now, I guess the argument goes kind of like, well, who get the girl first? You know what I mean? Or whatever the case. And I understand that that is a legitimate argument, but I think in this situation with Ciara, it's like, look, man, you know, there is a such thing as pretty girl privilege, and a lot of dudes, they would give up a lot of their standards, a lot of their boundaries, you know, a lot of things to get with a woman that look like Ciara. I'm just gonna be 100. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of the situation. I'm not saying all men, but there's enough men that would leave their happy household, that would put their household in the bond to have one night with a woman like Ciara. You know what I mean? So,
true.
If we just gonna be 100, there is a such thing as pretty girl privilege, and Ciara is the type that falls under that umbrella. Ciara and a couple other women, but you know, Russell Wilson is no way, shape, or form a lame or a cornball. See, the reality of that is, you know, a lot of black men can relate to Cam Newton types.
Mm.
I'm serious. A lot of black men, they can't relate to a Russell Wilson. A lot of black men wasn't brought up in a two-parent household like Russell Wilson. A lot of black men don't know their father like Russell Wilson. A lot of black men
Don't value their women.
aren't highly educated with a degree from a good school like Russell Wilson. A lot of black men can relate to the Cam Newton, sketchy backgrounds, you know what I mean? Kids spread out and just stuff like that. So, quite naturally people gonna gravitate to who they can relate to and who they see themselves in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got a lot of dudes that's big up in a guy like Cam Newton, but look where Cam Newton is at. He at home watching Russell Wilson play football on Sunday based on decisions that he had made.
Right.
And Russell Wilson just got a fat new contract with a brand new team, living life. And I'm like, well, in the end, who would you want to be? Russell Wilson or Cam Newton? But, a lot of black men, they going to do a lot of capping, but we got to be 100. That's just what it come down to. The majority of black men can relate to a Cam Newton. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, the environment that I'm from, I can relate to Cam Newton, but I'm smart enough to know Russell Wilson is the way to go.
That's the aim. That should be the standard. But Future's the standard because men, they have that attachment to hoes of the world. They don't want to sacrifice that for one woman.
So my thing is, no need to call Russell Wilson a lame or a square because dudes wasn't calling Russell that before he got with Ciara. If you notice, right? Let me put you on to some game, Rose. A lot of men, and this is black men in particular, a lot of black men internalize things that we see, particularly when it comes to women. Notice, when Will Smith slapped the taste out Chris Rock's mouth at the Oscars, they say it's because of Jada. All right, it can or cannot be, but when Jada does something wrong, she does something wrong to every black man. When Dr. Dre gets a divorce from his wife, it got nothing to do with any other Negro in the world. They internalize that. Now, all black men are going through a divorce and they got to split up $800 million or whatever the case is, however much she's worth. Right. When Russell Wilson gets with Ciara, now all of a sudden all black men got to date Ciara. And that's one of my fundamental disagreements because every situation is vastly different. And what happens is when dudes try to make that point because really they got a major problem with the women, but they can't go so hard on the women because they'll look kind of weak. Right. They'll start to attack the man. It's no reason to call Russell Wilson a cornball. Right. Because he didn't grow up like you. It's no because he speaks the King's English and he don't sit around and smoke blunts and Phillies and walk to the corner store like you Negroes. Right. There's no reason to call Russell Wilson a lame, a cornball, or this. If your frustration is with Ciara, let it be known, my nigga. Yo, I don't like the women that he's with. Well, you don't have to sleep in their bed at night because I tell you this, every picture that I see with Ciara and Russell Wilson smiling ear to ear. Yes. Major teeth, big cheesing.
Colgate smile.
So if he's happy, I'm happy for him. Now, if I seen the picture where Russell Wilson wasn't happy and I was concerned, I'd be like, whoa, maybe we should talk to him. Until that date comes, Russell Wilson worth a couple $100 million, Super Bowl champion, living life on his terms. I'm like, dog, if you at peace, I'm at peace. Y'all don't think Russell Wilson knows Ciara's dating history? Y'all don't think that Russell Wilson did his research on who she is and who she's not? Y'all don't think that Russell Wilson don't see the memes and this, that, and the other, and heard the jokes in the locker room, but he found a woman that's suitable for him. We ain't gotta agree. So that's my major issue. Is no need to attack Russell Wilson to get at Ciara. There's no need to sit there and kick Will Smith while he's down because you mad at Jada Pinkett Smith.
I think black men would be happier if Ciara chose a man like Tristan Thompson. Is it Thomas or Thompson? Thompson.
Why you say that?
Because he seems cool. He's going around cheating on his woman, Khloe Kardashian, right? And I think
having mad kids and stuff like that. But go ahead.
Like he's more related. He's considered not a square. He's considered.
But he a lame. But go ahead.
He's not considered a square into the black community?
I don't know if black men will call Tristan Thompson a square. He's clearly not living a square's life, but he a lame. Let me tell you why. You know, you having all these kids, you out here offering to pay women to have, you know, to get rid of the pregnancy. I'm not gonna say the word. And
right.
At the end of the day, these women are coming online trying to expose you, exposing what you're about. So you ain't even got your game tight. You really a lame. You ain't even got your household in order. To me, you a lame because now you getting exposed by women that you shouldn't have been dealing with in the first place, all while you in this situation with one of the Kardashians. To me, that's a lame. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't moving with no precision. You just out here doing whatever. And then Tristan Thompson not even playing well on the basketball court. He's barely he's barely getting any minutes. So that's my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you cleared the air. Thank you.
But, you know, but back to what I was saying, though, a lot of black men internalize these things. Now, all of a sudden, we got to attack Russell Wilson and call him a cornball. Russell Wilson is a square by definition, but he ain't no lame. I mean, dog, think about it like this, man. You got the most prestigious job in the NFL, an NFL quarterback. You a leader of men, dog.
Right.
Like, regardless of how these men feel about Russell Wilson, which they really don't have no reason to, at the end of the day, you get out there on every Sunday, every practice, and you lead men, and you got to set the example. If you ask me, more guys should be taking notes from Russell Wilson than calling him a lame. But this is what they do. Excuse me, pardon me, y'all. This is what they do, real talk, when a lot of these dudes truly can't stand the women and they'll attack the men. And this is getting pretty deep. Now, I don't like that, man. I don't like black men tearing a guy like Russell Wilson down because Russell Wilson is one of the shining stars. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, came back home. But
what does that mean?
But you know, like he got him a sister.
Oh, okay. A lot of black men, their dating history be like the UN. It's like I'm glad he came back.
Indeed.
To the motherland.
So moving on from that. Shout out to the chat. Let me go ahead and reset the room. This is the Nerve of You podcast, y'all. We coming live on a Tuesday night. Man. And you know, just do me one favor. Y'all hit that like button on your way in. And it's up, man. Follow me on Instagram too, at CBoogie Productions.
Oh, it's up. I like what Eddie said. He said they have fed us unhealthy masculinity.
That's a
fact. What is
unhealthy
masculinity to you?
Unhealthy masculinity, honestly, is the futures of the world. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. I guess I'm hypocritical because I listen to his music.
Yeah, I went to his concert. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you know, who is better to build a community around? Honestly, Russell Wilson or Future?
Russell Wilson will bring up stronger men for the society.
Stronger people in general, you know.
Yes.
Excuse me. Unhealthy masculinity, man, is a man that's self-serving. You know what I mean? He doesn't care about the next generation. Right. You know, obviously deadbeat dads and stuff like that. dudes that think they can get their masculinity through that penis.
Mm-hmm.
That's unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it is a such thing called unhealthy masculinity. You know, hyper violent type individuals, dudes that really got a major disdain for the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's not healthy for anybody,
Right.
you know, to have that kind of hatred for somebody. So, you know, it is a such thing as unhealthy masculinity, man. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me. But let's just push the conversation forward, right? You know, so now we're gonna go to why do you think as a woman a lot of dudes call Russell a lame, a cornball, you know, they act like they don't really fool with Russell. Why do you think a lot of black men sit there and kick Russell Wilson?
I think if Russell Wilson came up from, poverty, if he probably came from poverty, maybe more men will relate to him. And I think it's almost like a woman growing up in the suburbs, and then she almost had a easier life to begin with. She didn't really have to go through what I went through as a woman growing up in poverty and struggling. So she doesn't have that relatability. And I think that if Russell Wilson had that background, that the majority of black men had, they probably would welcome him more.
Well, all black people don't come from poverty. I mean, black.
I
let
mean,
me.
what's the percentage? A large majority of them do.
I mean, the majority of black people are in, you know, working class to working poor,
Right.
and I get it, but there is a such. Excuse me, y'all. I'm bugging today. There is a such thing as Black Suburbia. Black Suburbia is a real thing. Y'all remember that show back in the day? Some of y'all young, some of y'all remember, called Baldwin Hills on BET.
Oh yeah, I see.
They was showcasing Black Suburbia for you Negroes, and they was trying to let y'all know, like, look, all black people don't come from poverty. I don't know why we think this, so I don't know.
They could relate to the futures of the world because he had to grind and make it, and he has that swag, something that black men have developed because they didn't have other things like money growing up. So yeah, I think that's it's a relatability. I thought Russell Wilson was Dominican or I thought he was
No, he's black.
Latino.
No, he's black.
I didn't even know he was black, to be honest.
But well, that's cultural ignorance for one.
Right.
And I'm gonna say, to be honest, I would rather relate to the Russell Wilsons of the world because who the hell want to live in poverty? Everybody in poverty is trying to live next to Russell Wilson. So hold on, this is the effery in it all that I don't like, man, because we out here capping as if we like those times growing up in the projects or growing up in the hood, you know what I mean, growing up in apartments and stuff like that. We act like these was, you know, some of the greatest memories that we had. I mean, hold on. Mm-hmm. It was necessary, and we can't change our past, but if I had to pick growing up in Black Suburbia and growing up in the hood, are you serious, man? Why you think everybody get up and grind every day so they can put themselves in position to be middle class, so their kids can go to good schools, they can live in good neighborhoods? So what I'm saying is, you know, a lot of Negroes need to get up off that as if y'all like living in the trenches.
We okay, as a whole, we love a rags to riches story. Nobody really cares about that story of my father, I inherited all this wealth from my father. We want a man, especially women, we want a man that he has grinded out on his own, and he became whatever he became through all those hardships. That's what it is. I mean, everybody loves a rags to riches story.
But if we know anything about wealth and money, we understand that it is passed down. It is inherited. People do leave the next generation things that give them a head start in life. But I understand it comes back to cultural ignorance at the end of the day. But my thing is this, look, Russell Wilson is a devoted Christian, period. And he ain't faking it. He really about that Christianity life. Not like a lot of people that's just saying it and living. No. This guy is truly about his faith. And for better or for worse, that's what he leans on in his darkest days, right? Because a lot of black people running from Christianity, to be honest. And that's a whole different podcast. But to tear him down, I'm talking about, and now I'm talking to black men in particular, to tear down Russell Wilson, right? And I look at the people that we defend, dudes that get out here and defend some of the worst of black men and tear down Russell Wilson. It lets me know why our communities are dilapidated, why we ain't never gonna have nothing. Because it's the mentality, it's the values, it's the hatred, it's the et cetera, et cetera. This is why we never gonna have shit. And Go ahead.
Why do you think women can relate to Ciara, and a lot of black women love Ciara? I don't think she came from middle class. I don't
Ciara?
know. I don't know if she did. I don't know. To me, when she had that song,
she come from Atlanta, so
was it the lower end?
Everything is 15 minutes from the hood in Atlanta.
Yeah, so this is me. I'm ignorant. I don't know if she came from the hood or not, but it seemed to me like she did. So all the women, we could relate to that. She has the perfect triumph story. I messed up. I had a tragedy, but I overcame. Yeah.
A tragedy, huh?
I had a tragedy dealing with the wrong man that ultimately broke my heart and devalued me. But I learned from it, and I wanted better for myself, and I got it. I got my story straight. So I like how she found the right man, and a lot of women, we love that. We want that. She's like the hero, a superwoman.
I can't give her credit for this. Unlike a lot of women, she didn't make the same mistake 2 and 3 times by having kids from different dudes. And not for nothing, Future got a bag too. So it wasn't like she had a kid by a bum on the street. Future had a bag. The only thing is he didn't marry the girl or whatever. Future probably wouldn't marry any woman. So, we're not going to act like Future is holding up the sign at the Texaco, you know what I'm saying, or clocking in the 9 to 5. Future got a big bag too.
What I've learned is that no matter if you're poor or dealing with rich people or poor people, you're going to go through the same thing. Meaning, if there's a heartbreak or if there's like all of the human errors, you're going to feel it too. Just like the poor chick that's dealing with that poor guy on the block. The millionaires, they're dealing with the same thing. They're just millionaires. That human aspect of being grimy is still there.
Well, would you rather cry on a bus stop or cry in a nice, soft, butter soft Range Rover?
Of course, the Range Rover.
Okay, well, all of that was null and void. But I get the premise. But if we gonna be 100, most women would rather cry in a Range Rover than cry in a Hyundai Sonata.
True.
Respectfully.
True.
You know what I mean?
True. What I did learn about life is that...
You got a lot to say. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But I did learn that anything that does not have that outcome, which is the picture of Ciara and her family and her kids and being married, anything outside of that is a distraction. That whole trick relationship is a distraction. Sleeping with guys.
Hold on. Stop right there. Explain to me. First of all, let me address this super chat. Appreciate it. Eddie Johnson the third. You say he the third. I only got to put up the 3. Eddie Johnson the third. Appreciate that $10 super chat, bro. He said excellent conversation as usual.
Whoop, whoop.
And hold on. I think that's what we try to provide on my channel You know what I mean? Like, we gonna entertain a little bit. We gonna give some real talk, but we gonna sit here and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I can turn this into, you know, Jerry Springer if I want to, but I don't want to do that, man. I want to give people good conversation that they can ride to, and you know, we all grown, and I believe we intellectuals. You know, most of us are college educated, so we need to have some real dialogue that people should be having. But moving on from that, I was saying that
The distraction.
explain what you mean by the whole trick relationship. You know, break that down for the audience, because maybe they don't really know what you mean.
The whole trick relationship, ranging from the sugar baby, sugar daddy, um, I like you because you have a lot of money, and I'm gonna give you my body because I want access to your money. Uh, all of that is trick hoe relationship. It's a transaction. There's no love and no understanding. That's not the primary.
So you're
Source of
admitting on the Never You podcast that even in relationships / marriages or whatever y'all want to call it, because y'all switch up the names every day, some women are for sale.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
essentially, some women are for sale.
Sale?
It's hard to get it out, man. Okay.
That's what you're saying.
I am saying that women, we believe that if we're dealing with a man and it's not going to end in marriage, I'm not sleeping with him for free. That's the bottom line.
Okay, I just wanted to address that.
If it's not ending in a marriage or a commitment, a relationship, I'm not doing it for free. Whether it's I want you to take me on a date, I want a bag, I want you to pay my bills, I want you to do this. It's my body is worth something. Whatever I may choose it's gonna be. I'm not doing anything for free. But the thing is,
I just wanted a quick answer.
But the thing is, some women don't require that because they really like a guy. There are those women in the world too. There's sluts and then there's whores. The sluts, they kind of like the guy, so she's not gonna like require him to do much. Maybe because she's sexually attracted to him, maybe because she just likes spending time with him, or maybe she just really wants his commitment. So she's not gonna require that much. Those are those women too. I'm not gonna say that all women have that mentality, but I do believe that anytime the outcome is not that picture that Ciara has, it's a distraction. You know, if you're sleeping with a guy because you like him, or he's sexually attracted to you, so you just want to sleep with him and waste your time, or he has a lot of money and you want him to commit to you because of that, or blah 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 blah. If it doesn't end in that picture, it's a distraction.
It's a distraction from what?
It's a distraction from your aim. I
all
believe
women don't have the same aim.
I believe the majority of women.
All women don't have the same aim.
I believe that the majority of women want a commitment.
Says
Ideally, says
where's
me.
your research?
Says
Like,
me,
where are you
my
getting this
friends,
stuff?
Me, my friends, the women that I speak to all the time, and that's what we talk about all the time.
So
from unattractive women to attractive women, we all want that.
Okay, fair enough. So this is pretty much anecdotal, but what I'm saying is, now, if you say that in your personal life, your friends, people close to you, you believe that they want committed relationships. Now, if I was to take a microscope, or man, what's that thing? Not the microscope, but the
thing to check the scene.
No. It's another word for it. You got the microscope, but you got the
thing that magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass, yeah. Okay. I'm bugging. So little brain freeze. So based off what you said, if I was to take a magnifying glass and put it on, you know, your friends, the people close to you, and see, like, you know what? How are they living their lives? Are they living their lives like Ciara's prayer, and they planting seeds to meet a decent guy like a Russell Wilson? A Russell Wilson on their level. You know what I mean? They're not gonna meet Russell, but on their level. Right. If I was to put a microscope on all of these people, on all of these women, you ain't gotta bust nobody out, but 9 times out of 10, we would find that they aren't planting any seeds in that type of soil, and they aren't living a lifestyle conducive to meet a Russell Wilson.
What's sad is that a lot of women, what I'm saying, they have a mentality of, in the meantime, I'm going to do this. But that's my ultimate goal.
They want to entertain themselves.
In the meantime,
but you know how many women get themselves in trouble doing that?
And that's sad. What they value in the meantime, they're putting all their energy in that, and it's going to affect your future and your future aim. And you may not ever get to your future aim, because in the meantime, you're choosing to do something else.
So what I'm saying is, I understand that, but, and look, it's all good, but do you know how many people get themselves in trouble during that entertainment phase of their life? I mean, men get themselves into mad trouble. Men, a lot of men are in prison behind having too much fun. Shout out to Bill Cosby. And all the rest of the guys that's bugging out. Shout out to Magic Johnson. Got himself into the biggest trouble you can get into, having too much fun, getting a disease you can't get rid of. So, it's not just women, but what I'm saying is, do you know how many people in general get themselves into trouble during that entertainment phase of their life? Because typically it's like this, right? When you're young, let's say your more formidable years, your college years, have all the fun you want in college. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? Have all the fun you want. Your early 20s, you living, you out your parents' house, wild out. Don't do nothing stupid, but have as much fun as you can. And then once you reach your mid-20s, it's time to get a little bit more serious. Mm-hmm. You should be entering your career. You know what I mean? You should be, getting your credit right. You know what I mean? Adult things.
Right.
And then hopefully at that time, if you haven't met nobody in college, you can meet somebody. You don't have a lot of baggage. You have some fun. You got it out your system. Now you can be an adult. You can offer something to society, and you won't be one of those people that have a midlife crisis because you never came outside. You did come outside. It's just the fact that now you just want to chill. You know what I'm saying? Right. And to me, that's the natural progression of things. Now, what's going on today is our college years are moving past the age of 21, 22. Our college years are moving until we about 25, right? And then we still want to play until we 32. Yeah. By the time we finish playing, we probably 33, something like that. We got kids, we got credit messed up. You know what I'm saying? We done foreclosed on houses. We got evicted from apartments. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff, man.
Getting five.
You know what I mean? We done filed bankruptcy 1.5 times. We ain't do our taxes in 5 years. By the time we finish playing, our shit is in disarray, and we look up and we like, damn. And then on top of this,
Boogie, what did I do?
We done brought a baby or two in the world under these circumstances, and then we trying to figure out what happened when all along the entertainment, the partying, the not taking shit serious, what happened is it stunted our growth. So now, this is why you see black men, right? That's 42 years old, but they act like they're 22.
Right.
You know what I mean? You see them, they dressing like young men, they acting like young boys, This is why you got, 50-something-year-old men on YouTube, and they act like children. They don't even have adult conversations. They trying to live out a second childhood. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So the constant playing has stunted out. we're not gonna act like Future is a spring chicken. Future almost 40.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Let's keep it a buck. Russell Wilson is a young Thundercat that's in his second big boy contract for the National Football League, which has produced year by year basis the most black millionaires in this country. So
Really?
yeah, that's the quickest way. Why you think all black men want to play sports? It's the quickest way to $1 million.
True.
So what I'm saying is, look, I'm not here to tell nobody how to live their life, but what Boogie's saying is, we played so hard that it started out growth, and then when we finally decide that we may want to settle down, then we realize, damn, maybe nobody want to deal with my baggage, my child support, my baby mother drama, my baby daddy drama, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the same thing what happens to a woman is her body count. The men that she gave, attention to that she shouldn't have. She played around. The carousel is real.
Wow. Can't even believe you said that word.
It is. The same thing you said, it relates to women and her poor choices in men throughout her years.
So we played, so we played until our mid-30s, and now we in our 40s trying to clean up our stuff.
Yeah.
But then you got some women, they played wife for some men. So, like, fellas, y'all got to realize this is, somebody laughing in the chat, choo, choo. But some women, they done gave their best years to a man, played wife, did the whole shebang. We talking about.
She could have been brainwashed.
We talking about some women was in a situation where the man didn't halfway commit. You know what I'm saying? Beyond whatever came out his mouth. But at the end of the day, they wasted a lot of years playing wife. And then when it was time for them to settle down and grow up and become a real wife, they done gave everything to that guy. Now the husband is like, I can't even get her first. I wanted to be the first to do X, Y, and Z with you. That's dead. I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing left for the husband. Now, a lot of women don't understand. This is why a lot of men are opting out of marriage, because they inherently know with women. Now, we know we're not going to meet no virgins past, a certain age. Like
Why?
Hold on. I'm talking. We understand this. We're not going to meet no virgins, but it's some things that should have been left sacred for the husband that just wasn't. So, fellas, what are we? God, what are you truly getting with the woman that, played wife for a Negro for X amount of years? Or you got a woman that got on the carousel for X amount of years. So a lot of men is like, look, I'm only going to get married if I want children, or maybe if I truly, truly want to. And I don't even really want that, because I understand I'm not getting anything exclusive with this woman. Matter of fact, I would probably get something more exclusive from Foot Locker than I can even get from this woman. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? This is a pretty deep hole a lot of women get themselves into, and they wonder why a lot of men, they only want to smash. You dig?
So the exclusivity.
The exclusivity.
The exclusivity.
Go ahead.
That comes when you commit. I think that should be good enough.
But
us being giving our body exclusively
talking about playing
to
wives?
you. I'm saying once you
playing
commit,
the wife.
I think no. I'm saying when you finally do commit after years, after years of, a woman begging, oh my God, commit. I'm talking about marriage. The exclusivity should be, you only get my body. I'm not gonna
be doing anything wild with anybody else. You get my body. That should be good enough, because men have destroyed. They put way more value on hoes and sluts. Sorry, sluts, and didn't really pay that much attention to the virgins of the world. There's a lot of men, a large majority of men that say, if I got a virgin, I don't even want her. Because I'm so experienced.
I've never
did
heard
everything. That. You never heard that?
I've never heard that.
You never heard a guy say, no,
not once.
Would you deal with a virgin?
Yeah. I mean, if I truly had her best interest, yeah. I wouldn't play with a virgin. Like,
that's what I'm talking about. No, I'm not saying, in your years of sleeping around with fast women, and then a virgin pops up, you're saying, oh yeah, I wouldn't even deal with her. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you saying, okay, I'm settling down and now I want to find a virgin. I'm talking about in the large majority of your life, when you were dating a lot of women sleeping with a lot of women.
I'm saying, if I bump into a woman that I liked and she told me she was a virgin, I would deal with her. I wouldn't turn her down because I need to have me a threesome in a porta potty. Are you serious? I mean, I can't relate to that. But I'm not saying nobody's ever said that. I'm saying I haven't heard it. You got to understand. I haven't heard no man say no crazy SHT like that.
I heard men say that. I heard men say that there's nothing a virgin could do for me.
Okay, fair enough. Well, maybe those are the guys you know. And I know a different crop of guys.
You're saying that if a virgin, okay.
Maybe I know righteous men.
All right, okay.
That's all I'm saying.
What age would you accept the virgin? Any age?
I mean, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Any age, man. You know what I mean? Like, if I met a woman and it could be verified, because women lie, and it could be verified that she's a virgin, like, why would I turn her away? Especially if I liked her.
Didn't you say something like, if a virgin came my way and I didn't want nothing serious with her, then I will turn her away? Didn't you say that?
That's different. I wouldn't play with her.
You wouldn't play with her.
But what I'm saying is,
does that depend on?
I'm not saying that I don't want a virgin. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't want a virgin. I'm saying if I didn't have her best interest, if I only wanted to sleep with her, I would turn her away. But that's just who I am. Like, y'all don't think I haven't turned women away because I didn't want anything serious with them? I'm pretty sure if a woman is around my age, I'm 34, and she was a virgin, that means she's saving herself for the right man. If I deem myself not the right man, if I'm not going to marry this woman, if I'm not going to do right by the woman, I just want to sleep with her, I'm going to let her go because I'm not going to play with her like that. But that's who I am. I got a track record of letting women go because I wasn't ready to commit.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I wonder how many men would still play with the woman. Even if they liked her.
What's the point, though?
Even if they liked her.
I don't understand how we drifted off to the virgin conversation.
Because we was talking about virtuous women and women that not to say that women that.
I mean, but we can agree to disagree because you said that you that you know men that said they don't want a virgin. I'm not saying that I'm saying I never heard it, but I don't see why we going back and forth about it. We can agree to disagree. I never heard a man say that, like, especially the way you said it. You know what I mean? But I get it. I think what you're saying is some men went too far into the shadows that they can never come back.
I think a large majority of men, and sorry, this is my opinion, I think if they like a woman, even if they don't want anything serious, but if they really like the woman, they would still play with her.
I agree.
Even if she was a virgin or not a virgin.
But that's not what you said about the virgin. I agree. And this is why, I do believe in ethics. I believe in standing on something. But all men don't live by that code. And I don't expect them to. Because I understand that chase of sex, it makes men do crazy stuff. You know what I mean? When men out here hunting and stuff like that, I get it. To me, that ain't player shit. Because a player can stand on principle. But at the end of the day, a lot of dudes will do whatever to sleep with a woman. I mean, I've seen, You wouldn't even believe the elaborate MacGyver scams I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't even believe it. We don't even have that much time in the podcast to get into it. I've seen some stuff. But moving on. Back to Russell Wilson, Ciara, and Future. I don't like the fact, and I'm gonna go back to the lame argument. I don't like the fact that we call Russell Wilson names based on who this man chose to date and marry. I have a major issue with that. And this is my message to black men. Y'all got to stop that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see if Russell Wilson was out here doing cornball stuff. You know, put a name on it. To me, Russell Wilson has carried himself like a prince his whole career.
He has.
He only made one mistake. Well, I can't even call that a mistake. I'm going to leave that alone. No, Russell Wilson has carried himself with pride, with dignity, regalness, and we call that a cornball, and we wonder why our community is dilapidated. Like it'll never recover because of the mentality, man. And me, I'm tired of it because our shining stars, like a Russell Wilson,
are shamed. Yeah.
That can, you know what I mean, get out here and push the culture forward. These guys shit on them. I don't like it, man. And I think that black men as a whole, we have a major problem, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to put it on the women, right?
Right.
That the women are the only ones calling guys like Russell Wilson lame and cornball. But the truth is, it starts with the men.
I heard
the women get the cues from the men. And if a man call you an alpha, if a man call you him and all of that, then the women follow behind that. You know what I'm saying? You go through the gauntlet of men, you stand out, and then the women pick from the guys that stand out. But it starts with the men. But once the men label you a lame, a cornball, corny, all of this crap, then the women follow suit and say he must be lame because the other guys are messing with him. They calling him lame, don't respect him. And black men don't understand we our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. For real, because guys that get out here and defend a Cam Newton, you know what I'm saying? Guys that get out here and defend, you know, just habitual line steppers because, you know, they got this revolutionary gene in them, knowing when it come down, they ain't gonna do shit anyway.
Yeah.
Guys that defend George Floyd, and this is no disrespect to George Floyd, but guys that defend George Floyd, and they'll call Russell Wilson a lame and call George Floyd a hero. Like, I mean, I'm lost.
Right.
I'm almost taken back, but then again, Farrakhan talked about this, man. Farrakhan talked about the corrupted Negro mind. And this, he said this 30 years ago, 40 years ago. He talked about the corrupted Negro mind. And at the end of the day, you damn near can't take nothing the Negro say serious because his mind has been hijacked by, you know, all these outside forces. And we actually live in a community where this can actually exist. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to get too deep into the racial politics, but we called Will Smith a lame way before he slapped Chris Rock.
Right.
Way before Jada did whatever. Y'all was calling Will Smith a lame because he did getting jiggy with it. Yo, Will Smith was Mr. 4th of July. Do y'all remember every 4th of July for like 8 years he dropped the blockbuster movie? I don't think they remember who Will Smith is. And these Negroes are too busy talking about Tupac. Yo, Tupac is dead for one. Tupac got himself in some trouble with some thugs, some real gangsters in Vegas, and now he's not here. Will Smith is here. Will Smith worth about $500 million, and y'all calling him lame. Like, the black pathology is trifling. Right. At best. Right. The black pathology is so backwards that I can't even make heads or tails of this shit no more because this Negro is out of line. I'm talking about this Negro male. I'm talking about this black male. There's something wrong with a nigga's mind. And I don't know what it is, but y'all like get out here, and I like Tupac too. Matter of fact, this old white lady in Walmart said, he look like Tupac. But at the end of the day, yo, dog, How the hell can y'all praise Tupac and call Will Smith a lame? Who did more for black men to prosper in Hollywood than Will Smith? Will Smith was the first rapper to get on primetime TV, and everybody else followed. LL Cool J and, you know what I'm saying, a few other guys, and then now you got 50 Cent doing his shows.
Right.
First it was Will Smith.
Right.
Will Smith from the hood.
Right.
As people don't know, he from West Philly. But you know what? Cause I don't want to turn it to angry boogie, cause it just might come out. You see my blood pressure, you see the vein on my forehead, right? Because the pathology, man. that is something wrong with this Negro male. And at the end of the day, I see why the community is never going to recover, because this Negro will get out here and call a prospering black man all kind of names. A simp in this, and they'll defend a nigga like Tupac. I like Pac, but we're not going to act like Pac did as much for the black community as Will Smith. You know how many people Will Smith put on? Right. Are you serious, man? Yo, man, let's move on, man, before I break this fucking camera, man. For real, because it pisses me off. Yeah. Yo, is Russell a square? Russell Wilson is a square, right? He is a square. No doubt about it. But to call him a lame and a cornball, that's out of pocket, nigga. Yeah. That's out of fucking pocket, nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And these niggas keep that same conversation going. Russell Wilson stayed in his lane his whole life, and we see the results of him staying in his lane. A multi-$100 million nigga. You see what I'm saying? Multi-$100 million nigga. $100 million contracts, endorsements. We see what being a square and a quote-unquote lame can get a nigga, but these niggas rather keep it real. Nigga, keep it real on these nuts, nigga. No, real talk.
I understand.
Keep it real. Keep it real on these motherfuckers. Let me read this super chat, man, because I'm really getting irritated. I'm about to stop the show because thinking about the pathology of this nigga is fucked up. You know what I mean? The same people that call him lame forgot who their granddads and great grandfathers were and fought and died for their rights to even speak. No doubt. Thanks for that follow the super chat. Worship the king. But let me calm down, man, because Negro Pathology, right? Negro Pathology is so effed up. And I don't like it, man. I'm just going to be 100. I don't like the fact that you got these corny black men that would call Russell Wilson a cornball and a lame. And truly, if we're going to be honest, we're going to keep it a brick, they only saying that because they don't like Ciara.
Right. They want Ciara to suffer.
They want her head on a chopping. Call it what it is, man. They hate Ciara, man. Call it what it is.
But a black man created Ciara. Ciara could have been... You okay? You good? You almost... My bad. But Ciara could have been Future's wife. She could have been, but he didn't want her to be his wife. So what is she to do? Just not be nobody's wife?
They want... Look, at the end of the day, these dudes, like 1,000,000,000%, they have a hatred for Ciara. And look, to each his own. But what I'm saying is, because they can't stand Ciara so much that they will attack Russell Wilson, they will attack the Will Smiths, they will attack black men that's literally opening up the door for black men in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't stand this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I roll by myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't roll with a bunch of niggas because I understand this Negro's mind. Yo, man, I will literally jump in the middle of traffic at 5 p.m. in the afternoon before I take any type of advice from the average Negro. And that's a fact, especially relationship advice. Are you serious, man? I will walk a straight line through Interstate I-10 East at 6 p.m. in the evening on a Friday. Real talk, before I take any type of advice from the average nigga, because I understand the average black man has too much hate in his heart. Let me read the super chat. Shadow Dog Law says, thanks for that follow. Super chat, bro. Say, C Boogie been following you since 2018. See you moving in your own lane. Keep up the good work. I mean, we definitely trailblazers, bro. You know what I'm saying? We definitely going to move in the lane. But thanks for the support, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Share this live too. You know what I mean? And I'm only getting hot, Rose, because look, because I know it's messed up. I know the truth when I see it. And at the end of the day, man, you know, there's something off to me. And when black men do that, I truly don't think they understand how foolish we look to call another black man a cornball in the lane. Now, I'll be fair. If you're doing lame stuff, then yeah, if you're doing cornball stuff, we got to call it out. But a guy like Russell Wilson, before Will Smith slapped the taste out Chris Rock's mouth, and before the Jada situation, Will Smith had a clean record too.
Mm-hmm.
And Will Smith can't be blamed for what his wife did. Like, he can't control Jada.
A lot of black men have that mentality of Lil Boosie. Remember when he was talking about Lori Harvey and he was saying, she's a slut. Why is she with that guy, the actor?
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, he really was like talking down on her. And I think if Ciara didn't have that baby, well, her having the baby kind of made it worse. But I think a lot of men feel like a woman, because she's been passed around, quote unquote, she shouldn't have a man that's good to her. And I think that's sad. I think that's very sad.
Well, you got to consider the source. Lil Boosie got about 12 kids from like 9 different women. They put a microphone in front of his face because he's ignorant. But who's taking Boosie serious besides some niggas in Dallas that live in Oak Cliff? I mean, seriously, respectfully, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Boosie? I mean, this is what it comes to. You got a guy with 12 kids by 7, 8, 9 different women out here talking about a woman's body count as if he's not creating these women. There's something wrong with black men. There's something wrong, people. There's something wrong.
Yeah, it got to the point where a lot of women feel like no man on this earth other than my daddy can shame me for the amount of men I slept with. A lot of women.
We ain't going that far.
I do feel like that. I do feel that. I do feel like women.
Hey, yo, she tried to throw, fellas. Hey, yo, she tried to throw a curveball on me like I wasn't going to catch it because I was in my angry boogie bag. She tried to. Fellas, I find you.
Give it to me.
As if I wasn't going to catch that shit.
I do feel like women have developed that mindset.
Trying to throw a curveball on to see Boogie like I was going. I'm like, whoa.
Because every man in her life been trying to manipulate her or do whatever they can to sleep with her. And the only man that did not do that was her dad. So,
but what that got to do with y'all saying yes? But that's a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying? But you try to throw the curveball in on me. You know what I mean? You try to catch me when I was vulnerable. See, fellas, this is why you got to watch women. Truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, fellas, this is a teachable moment because I feel like teaching.
It didn't work.
Fellas, look, man, a woman will always try to get over when you're vulnerable, man. This is why if you ain't on your P's and Q's, I would have fell for that, but I'm so crafty and I'm so good at what I do. I'm like, oh, you're going to pick this moment while we live on the show, while I'm in my angry boogie bag, getting on these Negroes, getting on these niggas, and you try to come with the, oh, well, no man can shame. I'm like, whoa, let's get this crystal clear. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you got to take the shaming, but as men, we do have a right to talk about it. I don't think people should be held prisoner based on their decisions because you know what I mean, you live your own life. But what I'm saying is to say that as men, we're not allowed to speak on it. That's cap, or we're not allowed to just tell the truth. See, a lot of y'all women, Y'all don't even want men to say anything at all, but yet y'all want protection, y'all want provisions, y'all want everything from men, but we still can't say nothing on the reckless behaviors and the reckless choices on how y'all live your life. We're not supposed to say nothing at all. I have an issue with that. So I'm not supposed to tell women, look, a lot of y'all complaining about commitment, but I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, and all you women that's watching, because I know y'all watching. Share this live and leave a comment. What I'm saying is, I can get on my platform and tell women, look, you're a fun girl. You're not a wife. That's why a man doesn't commit. I can come on my live stream and say, you wasted a lot of your greatest years playing wife. I could come on my live stream and say, a man doesn't take you serious because you have some real salacious things in your past. So a lot of guys may not want to deal with that. I have the right to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not malicious, man. It's not because I got hate in my heart. It's not because I don't like women. I love women. It's just the fact that, look, a lot of women want answers. A lot of women got questions. A lot of women want this and that. You know what? As men, we need to come out and stand on some truth. Now, because I'm an equal opportunist, I believe that as men, we got to be right too. We can't be out here doing whatever as men and destroying women and doing this and then turn around and complain about them. You can't be a little Boosie or a little Dirk. You can't have 12 kids by 8 different women. You can't have 8 kids by, 5 or 6 different women and then talk about a woman's body count. I'm sorry, at that moment, you kind of disqualified, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what I'm saying is, look, a lot of women, they want the best of both worlds, and I can't get with that. How are y'all women going to say, well, y'all men don't protect us and y'all don't do this, but the moment we say something about y'all reckless behavior, even if we said in the nicest way, oh, I ain't gonna listen to you and da-da-da, it's all of this. So a lot of men, they take a hands-off approach. Like, you know what? You can't have my protection without my input. You can't have my protection without taking my advice.
I said a lot of women develop the mentality of you can't make me feel bad. You could say what you want, but I'm saying you can't make me feel bad for the decisions that I made with whatever man that I chose to sleep with.
Well, that's not the goal. Okay, I see what you're saying. So you got some YouTube channels or social media platforms that their whole goal is to make women feel bad. I'm just going to be honest. And we can go through the names, but we're not going to do that. Their whole goal is to shame women and then turn around and sleep with them.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm
but,
talking about.
And then you got some channels, they just telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it ain't no malice in their heart. It ain't, all this disdain for women. At the end of the day, it just is what it is. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I do believe in the great Redeemer, the great redemption story. I do believe in that. I think everybody loves a great I was lost and now I'm found story.
Talking about Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
How sweet the sound.
Exactly. I think everybody and everybody was in that point in their life where they were like, I devalued myself. I'm lost. I'm like, things are wrong in my life, and they got their act together. Almost everybody can relate to that.
Okay, I agree, but I like a transformation story too. That's why I throw this event called the Self-Improvement Summit. Maybe you should come to one. But what I'm saying is,
all the time.
what I'm saying is this, I like self-improvement too, but what is step one to any type of change is truth.
Truth. Yeah.
Now, if women, and then this is go for men too, but we're talking about women. If women don't want to, if women don't want to hear truth, truly, if they honestly 100% don't want to hear truth, then it's never going to be changed. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Ciara, and we're going to wind it down, Rose. Ciara is a one-on-one. That's why Ciara's prayer was Ciara's prayer, because she checked a lot of boxes to put herself in position to even be near Russell Wilson. If Ciara was just a little bit less attractive, she might have missed out on Russell Wilson. If she was a little bit less spontaneous, her personality was a little bit off, Russell would have probably walked by her. You know what I mean?
Right.
She actually really got lucky, or our prayer been answered, or whatever y'all want to say. But for the average woman, truth be told, that's not going to be the outcome. Now they can get a Russell Wilson on the level of some sort. You know what I mean? But they're not going to get Russell himself. They're not going to get, you know what I mean, that type of caliber guy.
And let's be clear, Russell saw something in Ciara that I know he had other women that she was competing with him, for all these women that was competing. He probably met a woman that didn't have kids, didn't have the baggage of
Of
having
course he
kids.
did.
But he didn't choose that woman. He chose Ciara because her redemption story and who she is, that was more
I don't
intriguing
know
to
about all
him.
that. I think
do.
Russell Wilson was sexually attracted, like most men are sexually attracted to Ciara. And if you look at Russell's swag before Ciara and the swag after Ciara, like really do your research. Russell, he was rocking the cornrows. He grew his hair long at one point. Look at the pictures they taken. I
Right.
think Russell always wanted that that um that energy on him.
Yeah, I
And,
could
and
say
you know what
that.
I mean? And maybe he was tired of being considered the cornball. We don't know what's in people's heart, man. You know what I mean? And y'all listen, I'm gonna do some teaching for the last couple minutes, so we're gonna wrap it up. We don't know what's in somebody's heart and why they make the decisions that they make. We don't know what's in Russell Wilson's heart, man. I believe Russell Wilson always wanted to be down. And you never know somebody's plight. You know what I mean? And what better way to be down than to get with a woman like Ciara? Because she was safer than getting with a Summer Walker type. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But at the end of the day, Russell Wilson dated white women. He dated other type of women. I believe Russell Wilson always. I mean, I think he was sexually attracted to Ciara. I think he was attracted to her.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got to know her. And at the end of the day, I honestly believe that Russell wanted to be down. He wanted that energy on him. And you know, she was the opposite of what he typically dates, obviously. So, I think a lot of things was in motion with Russell and Ciara. And I think he made a decision based off of what was in his heart. And, he looked past that, future situation or whatever. Look, most people that's watching my channel are probably dealing with a woman with a kid, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, right? Do you? You know what I'm saying? But Russell Wilson, in no way, shape, or form am I going to call him any lame or cornball. I think Russell Wilson is a stand-up dude that the black community can learn a lot from. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So, because dudes are mad at women, they want to shit on Russell Wilson. And these guys are so hypocritical. A lot of these guys be trying to be pro-black and red pill at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. Like, that's a direct contradiction to each other. You want to be pro-black and red pill. Meaning, if you pro-black, that means you pro-black family, black community. But if once you red pill, you like the hell with these women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
can't stand those type of men.
so, I don't know what a lot of these guys want, but we gonna wind down this live stream. I thought about it. A lot of these dudes want to be pro-black and red pill.
You can't do that.
Look, it's diametrically opposed to each other.
Too many people are double-minded, and that's just terrible. I think we gotta pick one.
At the end of the day, I don't know what to say about these dudes, man. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys, they're not even real players. They're not even real. I don't even want to get into that, man. You know what I mean? Truth be told, a lot of these YouTube dudes, man, I don't see them in the clubs. We don't see these guys out nowhere. You know what I mean? These guys, honestly, they the lames. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question. So the quintessential good guy, are they just very intrigued by the quote unquote bad girl? Because
people might say Megan Good is considered a bad girl, but her husband, right?
So who's that?
I mean, people say that she's been around dating a lot of other actors, and the guy that she was with, the preacher, he was considered the good guy, and
But wouldn't
so a
that
lot
be
of
on the
women,
preacher? But see, wouldn't that be on the preacher? Because let's not act like the preacher hasn't been exposed to, I guess, good girls.
that's what a lot of women were complaining about. They were like, out of all these Christian women, you picked this woman, this considered bad girl, dressing salaciously, and
It's kind of like Pastor Keon. I mean, he got a church full of women, but he chose Shawnee O'Neal.
so what is it about the quintessential good men that choose the bad women? What is alluring about that type of woman?
Well, I mean, because I'll keep it simple for the lack of time. Everybody is different for everybody. Like, for instance, Megan Good, for her ex-husband, was a complete different woman than when she dated Big Meech. A lot of people don't know that she dated Big. Well, they did talk, her and Big Meech.
Megan Good?
Yeah, for a while. This was back in the day.
Wow.
You know, Megan Good is not young. She
Right.
looks very
Yeah,
good,
she's
but
40.
she's not young.
Right.
So, but what I'm saying is this: what she was for her husband, you know, that means she was a wife, she was this and that. But when she was out here running around with Big Meech, she was having fun. I don't think she had plans to marry Big Meech. You know what I mean? Or whatever type of guy she was dating. So at the end of the day, you know, we all, it's like some women. For some women, I display real good, long-term boyfriend qualities. For some women, I just might be a one-night stand type of dude for them. You know what I mean? We all treat everybody different, man. It's hard to say.
Anybody dealing with a high-end drug lord like Big Meech is considered a bad woman.
I can make a comment on that, but I don't even want to. I don't even want to, because if we're gonna call certain women bad, then we gotta make it across the board.
It's my question was, what is it about bad women that is so attractive to the quote unquote good men of the world?
Why do these guys choose these women? I don't
Yes.
know. What I'm saying is they seen something in that woman, and for whatever reason, they like these women. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say. A lot of time it is sex, man. And y'all know the motto. Everybody got a little greaseball in them too. So who's to say that Russell Wilson ain't thugging that, you know, from time to time? Who's to say that the preacher dude, he ain't smoking weed when he get out the pulpit? Who's to say these things don't happen? We don't really know everything. So what I'm saying is, look, you know, it's hard to judge things when we so far out the loop. I can't definitively say what's going on in Will Smith's house. I can speculate. I can't say what's going on in Megan Good's house. I can speculate, et cetera, et cetera. I can go down the list. Russell Wilson. I can speculate. I can give my opinion. But we know people got images too. I think Russell Wilson slapped a nigga before Will Smith. We just don't know about it. I think Russell Wilson been on a slapping spree for 5 years. He's a serial slapper. I think he slapped up niggas in that locker room for years. That's why they don't like him. He been slapping them around on the football field.
I mean, I'm just saying, even Steve Harvey, he considered a quote unquote good man. He dealt with his current wife. She used to deal with
comedian.
drug lords of Chicago. She's like,
but
real.
A man, okay. Let me leave you with this. A man is going to pick a woman suitable for his life at that time. And if Megan Good did it for the preacher, obviously it was something that woman brought to his life that he needed at that time. Now, what happens is we bring people in our lives that should have been there temporary. We make them long-term partners and whatnot. That's not always a good thing. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times people come in our lives and provide something temporarily that we just want and or need or both. You see what I'm saying? So it's hard to say what it was. And the whole good girl thing, every man is different. Some dudes ain't tripping all into a woman's past like that. Some dudes on that joint with a magnifying glass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So every guy,
How many people you slept with?
right? Every guy is not asking those type of questions. Now,
Yeah.
you know my thing, fellas. It is definitely levels. Never forget it. It's definitely. Because I can get into some things. Because you could be out and about, and a woman's ex or some dude she slept with or whatever, and he eyeing you from across the club or the lounge. See, this is why, you know what I mean, we got to know something, but I don't want to get into that conversation. Maybe next podcast we'll talk about it, but what I'm saying is every guy not really tripping. Like, I was out with my brother, and we was hanging out at the lounge. This was some years back, and, you know, his fiance now, her baby daddy was up in the spot looking at us crazy. And I told my brother, like, you want me to smash on him? And he was like, nah, let him live.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like,
nice. He's smooth.
it was like, yo, like, let him live tonight.
That's nice.
But
Okay.
at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is.
So question. Well, this is the last question. Do you think the good guys of the world respect the women that deal with the bad men of the world, and they kind of respect the bad guys? Like let's say a woman dealt with a drug lord. Does he like that about her, that she could be with that type of man, and then she's dealing with, like, does that give
If she
him
was
credit? Like,
A powerful man is a powerful man.
no matter if he's good or
hold on.
bad. Okay.
Let's take out the profession, right?
Okay.
A powerful man is a powerful man. Big Meech, at his time he was out on the street, was a powerful man. He was more powerful than 50 Cent. Big Meech was more powerful than Puff Daddy, than Jay-Z. This is not my opinion. This is facts, people.
Okay.
So a powerful man is a powerful man. So what I'm saying is, regardless of his profession, Meech, Puff Daddy, Jay-Z, these women are going to flock to powerful men. Drug lords, whatever. And I don't want to get all into the ins and outs of the energy and the metaphysics, but what I'm saying is, you know, look, if I want a hoe for the night, whether she a porn star, whether she a streetwalker, or whether she my wife, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because that's what I want. That's what I'm attracted to. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know, we can split hairs on this thing, you know what I mean? But it doesn't really matter. So if Steve Harvey's wife was dealing with, you know what I mean, some high level drug dealers, they still powerful. You don't think drug dealers can sit in some of these same rooms as Steve Harvey can? That's not true. Yeah, they can. So what I'm saying is, and it's not just black women. Look at Italian women. The mob, you know, I mean, they got shows called Mob Wives. You look at all these mobsters, all of them have wives. You can look at all these cartel dudes, all of them got wives. You know what I mean? So women don't discriminate when it comes to powerful men. And a lot of times, hold on, they try to make it a black woman thing. That's not true. That is not true at all. All of these Mexican dudes coming out of places like Juarez, coming out the Sinaloa cartel, all of these guys got wives. All of these guys got families. This is not an exclusive black woman thing. I know we want to make it like that. I know these guys got a narrative. I already know what they about, but that's not true.
So
Go
you're
ahead.
saying no matter if he's a good man, he still respects power. Rather, if she dealt with a black, not black.
Well,
a
she
bad
been
man.
conditioned. That's what I'm trying to say. If a woman dealt with a powerful man, whether it's a drug lord or an executive at a bank, she's conditioned to deal with powerful men. Every woman can deal with a powerful man.
Okay, so is that a lure that men have?
I'm saying those are the women in the orbit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If a woman has been dealing with powerful men with money, she know the places to go. She know the things to wear. She know how to order certain food. She's been conditioned to get the attention of a powerful man, opposed to a regular girl. So we can sit here and say like, oh, you know, why these guys ain't choose these type of women? Well, those women had the wrong bait.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Of course it makes sense. But we're going to go ahead and wind it down.
Bye, guys.
We're going to go ahead and wind it down. Shout out to everybody in YouTube world. This is the Nerve of You podcast, man. We definitely came live on this Tuesday night. Join us again on Thursday, same time. We gonna get it in, man. Thank you for the people that super chatted. Y'all follow me on Instagram at Cboogie Production, man. You share this live stream. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to think, man. Is there any more announcements? I'll make all my announcements on Thursday. Man. But hey, thank y'all, man. You know, the podcast, man, we've been doing a really good job. The numbers is up. And I'll read this chat room a little bit. I'll read the chat room a little bit. Anyway, that's it. Hey, man, love y'all. One love. Peace.